Hi there, it's Victoria again. I thought maybe we would try doing a different earring today out of Swarovski crystals. You don't have to use Swarovski crystals, but these particular ones that we're doing today are Swarovski crystal earrings. You can get the earrings or the beads at a bead store, or you can order them at artbeads.com. They're not very expensive at all. So let's recap first on the earrings we did yesterday, which were the snowmen. And we have these kind of two different ones. We did those. They were really fun and easy to do. So I know you'll like the Christmas trees that we're going to do today. I have two different colors. They look like this. This is the lighter trees. And then I have some that are the darker trees. So again, the same tools we're going to be using today. Real simple to make, really pretty, and this is the time of year that it's starting to think about giving someone a gift at the office, or maybe an aunt or something. I know they will love them. They go over really big. I've sold a million of them. People ask me every single year, are you going to make those earrings this year? Can you make me a pair this year? So I know that people will really like them. So in case you would like to make them, I can show you how to do it. And it's fun for me to do as well. So I wanted to give you a little tip on your beads. Sometimes when you're making things, your pin that you use with the flat head at the end, your bead sometimes is too big at the bottom, and they end up slipping right through. So there's a way to fix that, and so you don't really see it. There's these little beads called spacer beads. This is what they look like. I don't know if you could see that. And it sits at the bottom of the pin and it won't slip through. So you can use your larger bead. Say you're going to do a snowman like we did yesterday, but you don't want to use a pearl, so you can use the larger bead and it won't slip through and it'll stay at the bottom. Then you would continue to build your snowman. Anyway, that was just a little tip I wanted to give you. So we'll start making, oh, I wanted to tell you about the beads for the trees. So these beads are called Marguerite beads. This is emerald green. So we have a 10 millimeter, two 8 millimeters, and a 6 millimeter. And this bead here is called a bicone bead, and this is cyan red. And then of course there's the cubes that we use. So we'll get started. Let's see, maybe we should do the lighter green trees first. Get my beads started. So I'm just going to use the pen again with the flat tip. The reason why I keep saying flat tip, because when you go to buy the pens in the stores, it gets a little tricky. Some have already the circle at the bottom. You don't want that. That wouldn't work for this project. Some don't have anything at the beginning or the end at all. So what you want is the flat tip pen. I have many times gone and bought the wrong one, so I'm just letting you know on that. So we're going to go ahead and take your cube and put it into your pin like so. Then I'm going to take my 10 millimeter Marguerite bead, place that over the cube. I'm going to do this two different ways. I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to take the 8 millimeter Marguerite bead and then the 4 millimeter Marguerite bead, and then use the bicone bead, oops, for the top of the tree. There you go, and you have a tree. Now you can add some bling to this, which makes it a little bit sparkly. I'm going to take these off and leave the cube. You can add either a square rondelle that goes over, makes it a little bit sparkly. It is a clear base, or a clear sparkle, or you can use a red rondelle See, you could use any color actually for the bottom. And that's a round rondelle. The other one was a clear square rondelle. So today I think we're going to go ahead and use the clear square. Like so. Then I'll go ahead and put my beads on again. And just stack them up. And if you want a taller tree, you could use 2 8mm Marguerite beads to be taller. I prefer the smaller trees, but if you want it to be taller, you can add another 8mm. It would look like this. I mean the height of the tree. So, all right, so we got our tree made. That was simple and quick. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the wrap of the top like we did yesterday, and I'll remind you again, it does take practice, so don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first time. The good thing is you can do it over and over until you get it right. So it just takes a little practice. So I'm going to take my needle nose pliers up, and I want a little bit of relaxed space between here and here so I can turn it over like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my snipping pliers, and I'm just going to kind of visually, this has to wrap over in a circle and touch here. So you don't want it too big and you don't want it too small either. So just kind of like I'll show you, a little medium circle. I'm going to snip that there. Then take my circle pliers, put them in here like so. Just clip them together at the end. Push them in a circle. As you're doing your circle, move your pliers down a little till you get a nice round circle like so. If it's not completely touching, just use your needle nose pliers and cramp them a little bit. There, sometimes you can play with it. Just make sure everything's straight. And there you have it. Like that. It's a perfect tree. So then you're going to take your earring. You're going to need to open up this little round circle. Just a little tiny bit. And then put it in like this. Use your needle nose to clamp it. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my card, get it ready for my gift, and then go ahead and put the back on it, which I like to use these little rubber backs. They're a lot easier to use, and the metal ones, you know, they kind of start irritating your ears sometimes, and these hold in place really well. You won't lose an earring on these backs. So that's why I like using them. And they're inexpensive and really good to make. Okay, so I'm going to make my second earring. We'll go over it one more time so you can see how it's done. Again, in case you ever want to make one. So again, I'm going to take my pin, the flathead pin. I'm going to go put my cube on, like so. And then I'm going to start with my rondelle square bead, like so. And then start building my tree with my margarita beads. And then I'm going to add my bicone red light cyan bead right there. And then my tree is built. I'm going to go ahead and make my loop. Putting my pliers just a little above the bead so I don't smash or break the bead. They do break, especially the, I mean, they don't break easily, but if you were to rub them with something like this, yes, they will crack. So you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and bend that over. If I feel like I got too close, then I'll just use my finger to push it down more. And then with my snipping tool, I'll kind of judge what I need to be able to make my circle on the top. Snip it. Those do go flying. We find them later. And then take my curling tool and I'm going to make my wrap my circle. Like I said, you can keep moving it down if you don't feel like your circle is getting tight enough to go to the end. There you go. And if it's not completely fitted, you want to go ahead and just take your needle nose and squish it until it touches like that. And there we have another tree. Now I think this all took 10 minutes, if that, to make a gift for someone. So it's fun. It's a very relaxing thing to do and makes a really good gift. I'm going to take this and move this out a little, and then I'm going to hang my tree. And these will sparkle forever. You do not have to do anything special, just maybe if they get a little bit, you know, time goes by, you might want to do a little alcohol on them. It will shine them up. But these will not go to dull like other beads. They run anywhere between 30 and 74 cents a bead. These are very inexpensive to make. These would be about 8 cents for the bicone bead. The only, I will say, the cubes are on the pricier side, but you don't have to buy Swarovski cubes. They have them at the craft stores for a whole string of them for like $2 or $3. But they just aren't as clear and as sparkly as these ones. So that's the difference. So it doesn't, you can make them more as inexpensive or however you want. But they really make a really nice gift, especially if you do cookie parties or you want to bring a gift for someone at a luncheon. I've done all the above. A teacher makes really good gifts, and they're homemade. And you place them on this made for you card. These you can purchase over at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and then just put them in a nice little Christmas box or holiday box. And there you go. So I think we did this so quickly, I think we could even do an angel. So I can teach you how to do an angel as well. Here's the angels. This is one of them. Here, the angel earrings. Now these you can play around with too. You can dress these up, keep them simple like this. These are Swarovski crystal pearls, or you could use any pearl. The wings you can get at Joann's or Michael's or even Hobby Lobby. This is a spacer bead on top of her head. Now, I personally was going to use, let's see, I'm going to use a rondelle just to kind of dress up her little head a little bit. So we can get started on that. So I'm going to use, let's see, get my pin, put my bead through. I gotta put my glasses on. Let's see. So I got my bead through there. Now I can either put a really small rondelle bead like that, a circle with sparkles. I have red, gold, green. I think for this one I will do, let's see, two of everything. I'll do a gold. Gold for the angels. So I have a rondelle little gold bead, and I'm going to use, now it's all about balancing as well, so I'm going to try this gold bead. If it's too big, we'll go to a smaller bead, and this one is too big. I just wanted to show you that. See, so we want a smaller rondelle bead. So I think I'll use, I have two green